7 best purchases to make in your 20s. Now that's something I can get behind.
20s are a truly amazing time. Most people in their 20s don't worry too much about what they're buying because they're most likely not married yet and they're just looking to have a good time.
Damn
the
right.
truth is, if you make smart financial decisions in your 20s, like I managed to do, then you can set yourself up for a whole life of
buddy.
freedom rather than just 10 years of fun. Nothing stopped me from making smart financial decisions and having fun
Teach
at the
me.
same time.
What is your name? Mark? Hey, yo, Mark, teach me what purchases I should be making to better my life.
Aren't mutually exclusive.
Chicken Nugget, this is good information for the future. You need to listen.
Ah. Through your entire future. Each of these purchases are different, so it's really important to watch the video all the way to the end. Otherwise, you could miss out something really crucial. Remember, this isn't financial advice. These are just things that I've done that helped me become a millionaire, grow my wealth, starting from zero. We'll get into this right after you hit that like button for the LTube algorithm. Number 1 is investing in a side hustle. Now, I know this term is thrown around a lot on the internet, and you're probably sick of hearing it. But it's absolutely one of the best ways to grow your wealth in your 20s. It's also quite high risk, but the power is.
What do you mean by that?
Of course, you're going to fall some risk at a young age.
For free? That's what I'm talking about, Kinetic. Get in.
I knew this wasn't where I wanted to be. I was being bullied by my manager at work and doing investing my money.
I mean, I ain't in debt, but
side hustle was my only hope. Side hustles, you're my only hope. I looked for opportunities anywhere I could, and when I found out my friend's dad was a car dealer who had lots of trade.
Side hustle. Wait, I'm on Twitch.
To buy a car I liked.
Just mow lawns for some good money. Look, man, I have a job. All right, it pays me good money. You know, for part time, it pays me good money.
This left me with the inconvenience of having hardly any money in the bank account and no car to drive after I'd flipped it. After a year, this side hustle had not just clawed me out of debt, it had given me considerable savings, which I later used to escape my 9-to-5 job and lay in the foundations of my now $1 million business.
How much? I really don't know. I mean, cause it was an internship, right? And I got paid to do that, but then it went to part time, so I just started part time.
Maybe you like gaming, creating websites, photography.
I think I get about like
tutoring, or maybe even YouTube.
Cause I don't work every day though. I like work 3 days a week. Cause I have school in between, right? So it's like
edit at a high standard. The key is to survive on your income and invest all the extra money.
Like a grand a month.
Or some of the. But Mark, I don't want to be rich when I'm old and grey like you. I want it now, while I'm young.
Damn right.
Clear. I'm not saying you have to wait to be rich. This is just an investment of $200, which you can generate from a side hustle. You still have.
How old do you think I was? You must have thought I was way older, huh? Like in my 28, 25. I understand. I get it. Some people say I look older than how old I am. Just how I leave.
The potential to make much more money. I like to.
It's 24. Jesus.
Think of this as a backup that's just building up in the background.
17, 19. I mean.
I
was 19, you know, January to like
as a friend of mine said,
May.
By keeping my money in the bank, it was just losing value due to inflation. I decided I needed a backup plan. I had no doubt in my mind I could make a lot of fast money from my businesses, but just in case, I decided a safety net would be a good idea. This is where the index funds came in. I invested a small amount every month instead of spending it. I would always pretend it wasn't mine. I even set it up so the money automatically came out of my bank account before I even saw it.
That's good. Wait,
hold
on.
intention of ever needing this money, but it's always there and it's growing just in case. An index fund is great as it's a basket of lots of different companies, so it's a lot less risky than putting all your money in just one stock. Imagine an index fund is like owning a bunch of chickens. With one chicken, you have to worry about the chicken dying of disease, getting
I hate chickens though,
fox, or even getting lost. But the likelihood of losing a whole flock is pretty small. To extend the analogy a bit further, imagine
that analogy is kind of garbage, Mark. I mean, I got attacked by a chicken once, and you know what I'm saying. I don't care about them no more. So it's kind of.
even with thieves coming in the night and stealing all your
Hello?
eggs. This is kind of like when the government
Good.
taxes you on your capital gain.
That's
What
good.
you really need is a top-of-the-range chicken fortress that's impenetrable. This is what a Roth IRA is in the USA and an ISA is in the UK. You invest your money within one of these accounts and all your profits are tax-free. These accounts are so powerful they even limit the amount you can contribute each year. In the UK you can open up an ISA with free trade. Free is buying a plane ticket. This one might seem a bit strange. You may
I'm
be
not
thinking,
buying a
"How's
plane ticket, man.
gonna help
Chillax.
me in the future?" Well, travelling can really give you so many opportunities. I managed to travel all over the world in my 20s, which built up my confidence and my contacts. These came in really handy for me later on when I needed to start producing products in China to expand my business. Travelling also doesn't have to break.
New
the
Mark
bank.
was
Maybe you
slanging
have to
in
buy
every
plane
region.
tickets, but you can also use credit card points to travel for free. The idea is to open up a new credit card, meet the minimum spend. and
Yeah, I
get
don't know
a
about.
points bonus, which you can redeem for free flights. But that
Can't really
isn't
do that.
actually
It's
free.
COVID.
You
Wait,
have
what
to
video was it
spend
taking? Come on, Mark, man. It's COVID. You know, I mean,
money to
I can't
get
go
to it.
nowhere.
Well, actually, you don't need to spend any more money than you normally would. Back in full at the end of each month, and you'll never be charged any interest. As a bonus, you'll also be building a great credit score for when you want to buy a house in the future. This credit score will give you access to much better mortgage rates and end up saving you lots of money. I actually once got a free trip to California for me and my girlfriend while we were in our
I'm not going back to
20s.
California.
I also managed to close a huge business deal at the same time. Credit cards have really been demonized by lots of parents and boomers, but if you use them responsibly, then they can give you huge advantages. Number 4 is spending money on education. This is by far one of the most important things and is too often overlooked. Purchasing any type of education to better
You got a
yourself
kid?
is a no-brainer.
Congratulations.
At the end of the day, everyone is paid based on their perceived value. So if you're able to increase this by learning a new skill, then you're going to dramatically boost your wealth. I chose to invest in books in my 20s as unfortunately that was pretty much the only option I had. Nowadays there are so many different alternative sources for education, like certain courses and even YouTube.
Invest.
Just don't go spending $997 on a course sold by some kid standing in front of a Lambo saying he's going to change your life, because I tell you what, the truth is he is going to change.
Hold on, Mark. Yeah, I did something. He said, don't trust no kid, you know, in front of a Lambo. That's what he said, right? This is my Lamborghini, you know what I'm saying? I could change your life. I could change your life. You see this? This is my car. Cringe. Haha.
$997 poorer, that's for sure. This isn't just about
Not
investing your
cringe.
money, it's also about investing your time to actually learn something valuable and being open to new ideas. The cool thing about being young is that you can learn things much faster and then they stay with you for the
Yeah.
rest of your life. I used to say to my son, be the sponge and soak up all the knowledge you can. Reading Think and Grow Rich in my early 20s really changed my mindset forever. From this moment onwards, I would always set myself a goal and a date in mind when this would be achieved. I learned that it was no good just saying I wanted to be a millionaire one day.
Porn. No. This, no, man. This is my, that's how I do my homework, man. No, man, that's how I do my homework. That's my college's homework.
Day, I
Chillax,
had
Kinetic, bro.
solid
You're
plan.
trying to
This isn't
trying to catch
actually
me
right. I paid
lacking, man.
back
I'm not.
$5 for my copy, and it was
I don't do
probably one
that,
of the
you know what I'm
best
saying?
investments of my life. And that was just one book. Look, I get it if you don't enjoy
You know,
reading.
I'm
To be
careful
honest,
about
neither
that.
do I. I much prefer watching videos or listening to Audible. But that's the cool thing about the internet. You have so many options nowadays. Number 5 is buying real estate. There's no denying that buying
Ta!
property is one of the fastest ways to accelerate your
Real
net worth
estate
at a young age.
here.
I bought a property
Get
for
outta here.
$100,000 in my 20s and it's now worth over $500,000. The rental income I receive is also great as it's a consistent cash flow. In addition to this, if you own real estate, then you have a great opportunity because you've got a tangible asset which you can use as leverage. This has always allowed me to have access to the best loan rates, which I use whenever.
Actually, hold on. That actually could be a good idea, though. Because Bermuda's house prices, bro, they are so high.
Nowadays to buy a property.
There is no trace of what I've done on
But
that
a great
shit
way to
I've
get
seen.
around this is to do something called house hacking. This is when you put down a deposit on a house and get a mortgage. Let's say your mortgage payment was $1,000 a month. You would then just rent out a couple of rooms and get them to pay off your mortgage for you. Number 6 is purchasing cheap, reliable transportation. A used car is essential.
I have a bike.
It will allow you to work on your own schedule, meet deadlines, and take advantage of any new opportunities. In my early 20s, I made the mistake of having a really nice car. It was a Ford RS Turbo. To be honest,
Yeah, fast cars in Bermuda means absolutely nothing. You're going nowhere.
Back in the 80s wasn't a great look. I needed all the help I could get. That
You
car
dread,
ended up
Mark.
getting
You
stolen,
have no
but
dread.
it actually turned out great as I managed to get an insurance payout. This time, instead of getting a new car, I used the money to buy a cheap used Peugeot. It wasn't much to look at, but I was in my 20s and no one expected me to be a millionaire, so I used the rest of
That's
the
a good
money
car. That's a
to
good-looking car.
invest and expand my business. I had already met my future wife, so I didn't need to impress
My
anyone
man.
else. The real lesson
My
here
man
is that
Mark.
an expensive new car does 3 things. It locks your money
Damn
away,
right.
it could put
Damn
you into
right,
debt
you
if you
mean.
buy it on finance, and it will lose value like crazy. Freeing up my cash helped expand my business to new heights, and of course I had no fear of the Peugeot getting stolen. To be honest, I don't think anyone's ever stolen a beige car. The one exception for buying a new car in your 20s is if you think it's a good financial decision for your business. This is the only reason my 23-year-old son Curtis bought his Tesla Model 3, as he can write off the entire car as a business expense and get a tax break. Before that, he was driving
Bro,
around in
what
a
is
used
what is that? What is that wrong? What is that?
20-year-old Toyota Yaris. I
Yeah.
always advised him to live like a student for as long as possible and invest as much as he could. I was happy to advise him,
Am I
but
lagging?
wasn't giving him any handouts. Number 7 is buying Bitcoin.
So they
Bitcoin
drop
closed
frames.
out 2020 as the best performing asset of the last decade. So at this stage, it seems silly.
Bitcoin.
not to
You know,
own it.
I was
I would
actually
love
thinking
to share
about,
a
you
story
know,
of
getting
how
to
Bitcoin
crypto.
changed my life, but it just wasn't around back when I was younger, and you certainly couldn't get up to $250.
I mean,
for free
Bitcoin, I ain't,
Bitcoin
you know,
with
I
a
ain't buying all
blockchain
that,
down
but
below when I was growing up. I'm all for diversifying my portfolio into crypto like Bitcoin and Ethereum, as the growth has been insane over the last 2 years, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. In my opinion, owning a small percentage of wealth in crypto is a good idea, but I do have a problem with
Bro.
people YOLO.
every time I look at like these crypto coins, I'm like, damn, what if I had the physical, like the actual coin? Like, I wanna like just bite the shit. You ever bit a coin? It just, you know, it's just an urge to bite a coin.
Dogecoin at 4.5 cents a coin before the mainstream media and Elon Musk dug their claws in. Among all the Elon madness and mainstream media hype,
Made
he
up the
managed to
million
rake
in
up over
Doge.
2 million from
Okay.
his Doge investment. Fast forward it a few months, and he isn't even a millionaire anymore. Now I'm sure he'll be okay, and he's achieved huge returns.
Dahlia? That's a good name.